10 videos, 6 channels, 1 month. Every one of them tells you the same thing. Stop paying for Claude Code. Install a free agent instead. The demand is real. The top one did 49,753 views, off a channel with 16,100 subscribers. And every one of them treats this like 10 separate gifts that happen to land in the same month. 10 independent tools, 10 independent giveaways. Pure coincidence. It is not a coincidence, and nobody in that list says what it actually is. The free part is not the tool. The tool was always free. The free part is the model behind it. And the people giving those away are labs, running an acquisition campaign, with a documented price for what happens after. One boundary before anything else. We did not race these agents against each other. This is an audit of published documentation and public numbers, not a bake-off. An agent like this is two pieces bolted together, and they have completely different economics. Almost every video in the wave talks about the first one and bills you for the second. The harness is the part that reads your files, runs commands, keeps the loop going. OpenCode is the one everybody is installing, and it is genuinely, permanently free. MIT licensed, 194,312 stars, as of the reading for this video. The harness costs nothing to run because it does not think. It is plumbing. Good plumbing, and it took real work, but plumbing. The model is the part that thinks, and every token it thinks with is somebody's compute bill. That does not become free because the plumbing around it is open source. So when 10 videos tell you the tool is free, they are right. And that is also the part of the story that explains nothing at all. Now read the model list in those videos back. GLM 5.2, DeepSeek V4, Minimax M3, Kimi K3, a Xiaomi agent, 5 labs. Every one of them shipping open weights, most under MIT or a modified MIT license. All of them long context. All of them benchmarking against models that charge for every token. These are not 10 tools competing. This is one harness pointed at 5 labs, and the 5 labs are competing, for you. And they are competitive. GLM 5.2 is reported at 62.1% on SWE Bench Pro, which is a real software engineering benchmark, not a marketing one. Though that number is unverified, it comes from one write-up, and I would want a second before leaning on it. DeepSeek V4 Pro is reported around 43 cents per million tokens, in and 87 out. Unverified, same caveat. That is a serious price to undercut, and it might be the whole point of the exercise. Giving a developer a free tier is a customer acquisition cost. It is a normal, legal, well-understood business move. The only thing wrong with the 10 videos is that they call it a gift. There is a name for what you are watching, and it is old enough to have been written up long before any of this existed. Commoditize your compliment. The idea is simple. Whatever people have to buy alongside your product, you want it to be free. Because every dollar they are not spending there is a dollar available to spend on you. If you sell model tokens, the agent harness is your complement. A free, open, provider-agnostic harness is worth funding, promoting, and never charging for, because it drags the price of everything that is not you towards zero. Which is exactly why 5 labs are all comfortable being one drop-down option inside the same open-source tool. None of them is trying to own the harness. Owning the harness is the losing move, and that reframes the door we are about to open. Anthropic is the odd one out here, not because it is hostile, but because it sells both halves. It sells the tokens and it ships the client. So for Anthropic, the harness is not a complement to be commoditized. It is product. A company that sells only tokens gives the harness away. A company that sells the whole stack has to decide how much of somebody else's harness it wants to subsidize. That is not a villain and a hero. It is 2 business models, and the rules each one writes follow from it. Here is the part that turns this from a theory into something you can check yourself in about 4 minutes. 2 doors, and they are moving in opposite directions. Door 1. Anthropic's own Claude Code documentation, the legal and compliance page. Quote, Anthropic does not permit third-party developers to offer Claude.ai login or to route requests through free, pro, or max plan credentials on behalf of their users. End quote. Same page. OAuth is described as intended exclusively for ordinary use of Claude Code and other native Anthropic applications, and developers building on top are told to use an API key instead. And here is the hedge that video number 11 owes you, because this is exactly the kind of claim that gets repeated wrong. A separate Anthropic support page says, quote, We are pausing the changes to Claude Agent SDK usage described below, dated the 15th of June, on a page last touched the 16th. So the policy is written and it is unambiguous. The metering change that would have enforced part of it is paused, and it may well stay paused. Anybody telling you the door is bolted shut right now is going further than the documents do. Now door 2, and this is the one that makes the shape obvious. While one lab is narrowing who may use its subscription inside somebody else's harness, another lab is selling a subscription designed to slot into exactly those harnesses. Z.AI's coding plan is advertised as an Anthropic-compatible endpoint. You point Claude Code, the actual Anthropic client, at their servers, and it runs GLM instead. Their own marketing lists Claude Code, Cursor, Klein, KiloCode, and 20-odd other tools. One lab tightens the rules on its own client. A competitor builds a compatible door and advertises it to the people walking out. That is not 10 gifts. That is a distribution war, and the harness everybody is installing is the neutral ground it is being fought on. The other thing none of the 10 videos puts on screen is that free tiers publish their own limits, and the limits describe the business model precisely. OpenRouter is the router many of these setups sit behind. Its documentation, for models whose names end in :free, 20 requests per minute, 50 requests per day if you have never bought credits, and 1,000 requests per day the moment you have purchased at least 10 credits, all time. Not spent, purchased. Read that as a design, not a restriction. A 50-a-day ceiling is enough to fall in love with the workflow and not enough to work in it. The documented way out is a purchase. That is the funnel, written down by the company running it. And it is worth doing the arithmetic on 50, because a request is not a task. This is the number the wave never converts. An agent working on one real change does not make one request. It reads a file, thinks, reads 3 more, proposes an edit, runs the tests, reads the failure, tries again. Every one of those turns is a request against that meter. Call it 20 to 40 requests for a change of any substance. That range is unverified. It is the shape of an agent loop, not a figure from a spec sheet, so treat it as a rough guide rather than a measurement. It could be half that on a small edit, and several times it on a bad afternoon, and the conclusion below survives either way. Against a 50-a-day ceiling, that is 1 or 2 real pieces of work in a day. Not 1 or 2 hours, 1 or 2 tasks. Buy the 10 credits, and the same arithmetic gives you 25 to 50. The free tier is not a smaller version of the paid one. It is a demo with the loop count turned down, which is why the videos showing you a to-do app never hit the ceiling, and why you will hit it on the second afternoon of anything real. And the step from acquisition price to real price is not a prediction. It already happened in this cluster. The GLM coding plan's mid-tier is reported at roughly $15 a month promotional against roughly $72 standard. Those figures are unverified, and they move between write-ups, so treat the ratio as the point, not the digits. There is one more number the wave leans on, and it deserves a harder look than it gets. OpenCode has passed Claude Code and GitHub stars, 194,312 against 140,501 on the day this was read. Except, those two repositories are not the same kind of object. OpenCode's repository is the agent's source, MIT licensed. Anthropic's repository is where you file bugs for a closed-source tool, no license file, and 15,137 open issues against OpenCode's 4,975. So the headline comparison puts a source repository next to a bug tracker and reports the difference as a verdict on the tools. A star is a bookmark. It measures how many developers found a page worth remembering, which is a real signal about attention. It says nothing about how much finished work came out the other end, and finished work is the only thing either of these is for. If you want to actually choose, those are the 3 questions, and none of them is answered by a star count, a breakout score, or a video with 49,753 views. So here is the practical read, and it is the one thing in this video that is actually advice. Commit to the harness. It is MIT, it is provider agnostic, and the whole strategic logic above says it stays free. The labs need it to. There is close to no lock-in risk in the piece everybody is calling the risky part. Do not commit to the model. Treat whichever free tier you are on as a tenancy with a notice period you did not negotiate. That is not cynicism, it is what the pricing pages already say out loud. And keep the seam clean. The thing worth protecting is your ability to change the model in one line without changing how you work, because the switch is the only leverage you have when the promotional price ends. Get that split right, and a price change is an afternoon of annoyance. Get it wrong, and it is a migration. 4 things this does not settle, and one of them is the thing you probably came here for. We did not benchmark these agents. There is no week of real work behind this. No task set, no scores. If you wanted the bake-off, this is not it, and a video that implied otherwise would be doing the same thing the 10 are doing. The pause is genuinely open. Anthropic's policy page and its support page currently point slightly different directions, and the honest reading is that the rule exists, and its hardest enforcement is on hold. Which way that resolves is unverified, and it may change in either direction after this goes out. 2 of the prices in this video come from write-ups rather than vendor pages, and they disagree with each other at the edges. The 20-to-1 shape of the promotional to standard step is the claim. Any individual digit is not. And the free models are good. That is not a hedge. It is the reason any of this works. GLM at a reported 62.1% on a real engineering benchmark is not a toy. And if you are learning, a 50 request a day ceiling is a genuinely fine place to work. The thing worth resisting is not the software. It is being told a customer acquisition campaign is a gift, and then building your daily workflow on a price that was set to win you, not to keep you. Short version, 4 lines. The harness genuinely is free and always was. OpenCode is MIT, 194,312 stars, and it does not think, so it costs nothing to run. The free part everybody is actually excited about is the model, and 5 labs are handing those out at once because they are competing for the same developers. The documents show the shape plainly. One lab's own page says third-party tools may not route its subscription credentials. A competitor sells an Anthropic-compatible endpoint and advertises it to the same clients. And the free tier writes down its own exit, 50 requests a day until you buy 10 credits, then 1,000. So use the free stack. It is good, and it is free for a documented reason. Just price it as a promotion with an end date rather than a discount you have won, and keep the exit cost in view before you build a habit on it. If a lab publishes what the free tier costs after acquisition ends, that is the follow-up, and it is worth waiting for the number rather than guessing at it. Until then, stay in the loop.